Good. It's been up and down, but like this is like the part of camp where it's like super hard to get through. It's like thicker. It's like I don't know. This is like the lull of the. This is like the lull of camp. So just powering through.
How do you power through this week?
I don't know. I have lots of motivations. I want to be the best version of myself, and that means I got to get through the harder stuff to get there. So, yeah.
How's the version of you this year different from the version of you?
I feel stronger, bigger. I have a lot more reps now. Stuff that was like different work that we did that was a lot harder for me now. It just kind of feels rudimentary. So, like a lot of the indie work, like the bag work that I'm doing with T Knight, all the stuff that he worked with me on the off season, it's a lot. It comes like smoother and more natural to me.
Are you more comfortable in more situations than last year? This year's pass rush,
Yeah.
especially. Is that still the case, or are you more comfortable maybe stopping the run and in those sorts of things?
Yeah, that'll probably still be the case this year. I do feel a lot more comfortable stopping the run, and it's more of a mentality, so more so than it is technique for me. But with how much depth we have in the room, I kind of see it as like Coach T Knight has like 13 different pitches he can use, and I'm his cutter. Like Kai Wallen is his slider, like Sua is his. I'm sorry, I really don't know baseball that well. Ignore that. But like he has such a wide range of like what he can do with each one of us. It's kind of just dependent on the situation. So I think it'll still be more of a like pass first type look for me, but I can play the run. So I bulked up enough and I had the right mentality too.
How fast did last year come for you? I mean, you go to this postgraduate camp, you get a late invite to the team, all of a sudden you're making sacks in key moments. I mean, when you think back to the path last year, how fast did that come?
I actually didn't think that was fast at all. I thought that was slow and a grind. I kind of mentioned that I wasn't like really focused when I first got here, and like having to quickly learn the playbook and pick up different aspects of it. I really felt most of that was attributed to Coach White and T Knight really, and like Nash, Ty, and Jamari all kind of getting me ready for the moment. And it didn't really feel fast. It felt like it took forever to get to that point. I was dealing with a lot off the field and stuff like that. So for that to be like how my season ended, I was not expecting that at all. But I'm so grateful that I was able to get that opportunity.
What's one of the biggest things you learned through those 4 games last year?
I have got to take better care of my body. I kind of realized like I had a freshman wall last year, and then like they talk about in the NFL your rookie wall, like you play about 10 games and then all of a sudden like your body just kind of gives out on you. That was about where I was at with Maryland. I didn't feel like very springy, athletic. Like I just kind of felt like my body hated me, and I just needed to get to the off season so that way I could learn this lesson and then apply it to this year. But I have so far.
What does that look like in the offseason, trying to build on that?
No, for sure. It's spending more time here than they require of me. It's making sure that I'm in early for treatment, or I'm staying longer for like different kind of like the tubs or the different kind of recovery options that they have for us. Just making sure that I feel to the best available version of myself. Obviously, I'm not very big, so like being able to deal with all the guys in the trenches, it requires more out of me than it would, let's say, like Nash or Ty, like because they're built up, they have more of a callus to it. Like it requires like 100% of my energy as opposed to like 80% of theirs. So I need to take it like ever more seriously than like maybe some of those guys do.
What has the new facility and all the recovery aspects of that, how has that been a game changer for you?
Oh, it's been huge. Like I said, I'm not very big, so I have to use my speed and stuff like that. But with that, that requires more out of your body. So, like being able to use the nap room, being able to use the float tubs, the boots, like I said, the tubs. Those are the best. But like even some of the new stretches that Coach Campbell has us doing, or like some of the new movements and stuff like that. I feel a lot better at this point than I did last year.
Hey James, you're probably a guy who, if roster sizes aren't what they are in college football, never even gets his foot in the door. If there's 100, it's limited to 105, which is going to be down the road in some way. Maybe you're not even on this team. Do you feel fortunate that you got in when you did, and in the changing landscape of college football before things, changed, like they're appearing to in the future?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I do personally feel like I deserve to be here. I feel like my talent is of that of anybody else in the room. Not to discredit anyone, like I genuinely think, especially in our defensive line room, we have the best in the country. Guys like Cam, Kai, Nash, Ty, Jamari, the big three. But then Sua, Vince. Even Keona Davis, like you guys will hear his name soon. He is really good. He will be the next big thing. But I do feel like I deserve to be up there with those guys. I feel like I can bring it just as much as any one of those guys can. So I'm very fortunate and I'm very blessed, very very favored by God. But I do feel like I deserve to be here.
Not at all to discredit your abilities.
For sure.
They're probably not going to be able to have a post-grad camp.
Yeah.
In a couple of years when they're trying to shave players
For
off
sure.
the roster instead of add them to the roster. Is that you see that as like kind of unfortunate? Like some players who are coming out of junior college and are under the radar might not get the opportunity that you do?
Yeah, that's disheartening to learn that. I'm assuming that's an NCAA rule that they're moving it down to 105. I'm sure we're shocked. But we've added some guys this year off the post grad camp. Jalen Gramstead, and even some of the other camps. Like we just added a new kid named David. He's from Germany. He's huge. He has size 20 feet and he's 6'8". Like you don't get those opportunities to see those kind of guys if you don't get these camps. So the NCAA aside, I am a little upset that that's not being the case. But I am very fortunate that I was able to come into college football, not even just on a 125 fall camp or like just the roster size, whatever it is in general. I'm blessed that I get to play for. I get to earn money through my name, image, and likeness. There's so many people who came before me that didn't get to do that. That's not fair to them. Like Reggie Bush didn't even have the Heisman Trophy in his house for accepting some money. Like I am now a part of that, and I feel like I joined college football at a great time. But yeah, I am very fortunate.
Good credit to you that you made the conversation around you about redshirting last year a topic. Were you kind of happy with how it worked out? You got the 4 games, you kept the year, or just how that all played out for you?
Yeah, for sure. I had felt like after the Maryland game, I had kind of hit a wall, like I said, with my body. I just didn't feel like I could give the team the best of my abilities. So, Coach Rule brought me in. He's like, hey, we can play it against Wisconsin and Iowa. And obviously, I'm not going to play much against Iowa. They don't throw the ball. So, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, it's play against Wisconsin and maybe a couple snaps of Iowa and lose a year of eligibility, or I get 2 to 3 more years to be the best version of myself working under this great staff that we have here. So it was a hard decision, but Maryland, especially because Maryland was probably the worst game I've ever played in my life. I jumped off sides, I wasn't able to go get after Talia. That one hurt because I thought I could have made a big impact in that game, but it was kind of just more self-reflection, like just kind of admitting that I can't do this to the best of my abilities. I need to get healthy and stuff like that. So it was hard, but I think redshirting was probably the best thing I did. I was able to get extra reps and like start healing myself and getting ready for the off season a little bit earlier. So
Coach, I consider, is it 250 you're at about now, or is that right? Or
Yeah.
where are you?
Yeah, right out at about 250. I've kind of been dipping underneath that line a little bit, so he's been on me. But it's only for the best. I need to get bigger because, like I told you, I don't want to have to use all of my energy after every single play to be able to deal with 6'10", 340-pound offensive linemen, which I can do. But to be able to be at the best of my abilities and be able to do it for a long period of time, I need to be a little bit bigger. So that was one of the other reasons for redshirting.
You play it last year.
What did I play at?
Yeah.
Start of the season I was about 235, but like towards the back half of that season I was like around the time we played Maryland I was probably like 228, like teetering under 225. I came into winter, first day weighed in at 228. So yeah, I may not look that big to you guys, but I've been trying.
How'd you put on 22 pounds? I mean, is it all just the nutrition? I mean, in the weight room, what's been the formula?
Yeah, it's nutrition is the key, is the name of the game for me. Like it's the big key. I don't feel like my weight room numbers are bad at all. I can bench lift, or I can bench squat and clean just as much as most people in the room. But You know, like I've had a problem. I have a really high metabolism. I just feel like, you know, like keeping food down for me is hard, and even eating is hard. But you know, T-Knight has been huge on that in that role. But so have like guys in the room, like Sua and Vince, and even Willis McGahee. Like they're all yelling at me constantly about making sure I eat and making sure I have something to eat with me at all times. Like it's really hard sometimes, especially when like I feel like I'm about to puke and they're throwing another sandwich in front of me, right? And like they're like, you have to eat this. It's hard, but I know it's for the best for me.
James, you're talking about the lull of training camp. Just what makes this week harder in particular?
So this is the transition week. So we moved out of Selleck and we moved back to back to our houses, right? But like, you know, I got my girlfriend Aaliyah at home. You know, I love her, love being with her, right? So it's like it's hard to leave that sometimes when you're in the morning, or like, you know, like we have these long days which are fine when you're in Selleck, but and you got the first couple of days, you know, you're excited, like, oh man, we get to hit each other, and then you put the pads on, it's like, man, we get to really hit each other, and then it's like, okay, well, we hit each other, all right, let's keep going, like. And then like it's just about trying to break that lull. But this is I do genuinely believe that this is the time where like you find out who your real players are, like who will really go for bat for you. You know, who's gonna fourth down go get you a sack, or who's gonna make a big TFL against Illinois on the 1 yard line. You know, so like this really is the hardest week, but I do think it's the best week of camp to figure out, you know, who's ready to go and who's not. Thank you guys.